You want to surround yourself with what you want to achieve. Delusional on anything you do. Long-term crazy goals is really good.
I got the chance to sit down with the best Pikachu man in the world, ShinyMark. And the crazy part is this. What it takes to be a top gamer overlaps a ton with fitness. The mindset, the motivation, the self-improvement, it all works the same. Now, I know this stuff works because this is what I do every day. I'm a professional Smash player. I've coached hundreds of players. I make content teaching gamers how to level up in real life. So when I say these habits matter, I mean it. I've seen them change people every day of my life. If I wanted to go straight to the source and see how ShinyMark thinks, how he trains, and how he plays, and how he levels up year after year. And let me just say, bro gave me the real answers. Here are my 5 favorite moments that I think everybody can learn from. Enjoy. The first thing we talked about is something that I really believe in. People say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around, and that's true for skills too. If you want to be great at something, you have to surround yourself with that thing 24/7. Think about learning a language. The fastest way to learn it isn't through a book. The fastest way is living where everyone speaks it already. And when you hear it all day, your brain switches over. It becomes natural. That's how mastery works in Smash, fitness, content creation, anything. When you live around the things you want to learn, your brain starts to then treat them as normal. And then this is where the real obsession comes in. Your habits, your goals, and your environments all should be pointing at the same direction. When your whole world supports what you want, your mind adjusts. And that's when your goals stop feeling so far away. They feel normal and integrated in your life. So what ShinyMark said about this is simple, but it's crazy real. You want to immerse yourself in what you want, and then you almost force yourself to grow into it. Listen to this.
This stood out to me, but it's very true. You want to surround yourself with what you want to achieve. If you want to be the best in Smash, you want to surround yourself around Smash. You want to surround yourself around the issues that you're having with Smash so you can improve towards that. Like the books, the improvement, listening to stuff, listening to Smash podcasts, for example. I dream with Smash. I was telling you that. If you really want something, you kind of have to get obsessed with it.
So if your environment is filled with crap, you then become crap. But if you fill your world with things that help you grow, you will grow. Books, podcasts, videos, all these tools shape your brain without you even noticing. But it all starts with intent. I tell my clients to follow fitness influencers, change their phone backgrounds, subscribe to growth content, and even just putting up a poster of some of your goals, all of that forces your brain to become obsessed with what you want. And that's when it makes your goals feel normal. And obviously the same thing goes with Smash. For ShinyMark, when I was first becoming a professional Smash player, of course I'm going to follow ShinyMark, ESAM, and all these top-level Pikachu players because that's what I want to become. Your feed should match your goals. People complain, oh, social media is so bad for you, but if you can use it to your advantage and shape it to point towards your North Star being your goal, you become what your feed is. What you see every day becomes what you are every day. When you surround yourself with the right stuff, you learn faster, get new ideas, and stay focused. Your habits start to match your goals. So if you want to level up in real life, you need to build an environment that pushes you forward. Fill your space around you and your phone with things that actually make you grow. Your environment can do 2 things. It can either propel you forwards or it can bring you back down. So choose the things that make you better. So after we talked about immersion, I want us to know what it really takes to reach the top. Like what separates a great player like Shanzo and somebody world-class like ShinyMark? Because everyone trains, everyone practices, everybody watches VODs, but only a few actually break through. So I asked him what the real difference was, what the top players think that not everybody else does. And let me tell you, his answer was wild, but it makes perfect sense when you hear it. Listen.
It may seem cocky, but like you generally need like an ego to be the best at anything you do. You know, like you have to believe in yourself and know your capacity to perform, basically. Delusional on anything you do, believing in you being able to do it, and that delusion eventually pays off because you're believing in yourself. It's what gets you up in the morning to like actually work on the thing that you want to do. I guess gaslighting is a good word for it. I kind of gaslight myself to, regardless of who I'm playing, I'm like, I'm better than them. Like I'm gonna win regardless. You gotta be delusional to achieve greatness.
He said you need to be a little bit delusional, which I love. You need to believe you can win even when the odds say you should lose. You need to believe in yourself before everybody else does. That belief is what lets you take risks, learn faster, and push past your limits. Delusion. But in a good way. It means believing in yourself when literally nobody else does. It's about looking at the top seed and still thinking you can win. Even when the crowd doubts you, even when your past results look bad, that belief helps you to push harder and stay calm when it actually matters. Your belief is your strongest weapon. And think about your favorite anime. The main character is always a little bit delusional, if not very delusional. They believe they can do something huge, even when everybody laughs at them. But it's their belief that makes them win. It's literally plot armor. Every great story you've ever heard starts with a delusional main character. In real life, it's the same way. If you believe in yourself, you give yourself a real chance to actually rise. So then I asked him where his motivation actually comes from in the first place. Like, what actually keeps him grinding after so many years? Everyone can grind for a month, but staying motivated for years, especially when being on top and staying motivated for so long, through the wins and losses, through the good days, through the bad days, that's different. So I wanted to know what keeps somebody at the top from burning out. What keeps somebody like him waking up every day to get better? What makes him choosing the hard paths over the easy path time and time again? There has to be something deeper than just the results, deeper than the hype, deeper than just actually wanting to win in the first place. So I asked him where that fire comes from.
Growing up, I've been playing since 2016. Everyone is very jealous. Everyone tries to pull you down. You're not gonna make it. You're like, you want them all, you know, like you're just someone else, you know? Everyone worldwide known and has achieved great things has been there at those starting points where people don't believe in them. They're just a guy. I think one thing that is motivating, it is true that you never stop improving. And it is a little bit demotivating, maybe getting to the top. But as you're improving, it's exponential kind of curve, you know? Like this is you improving at first, and then this is you improving later. It's gonna be like a lot slower, basically. Anyone that like really wants it, once you're like making consistent, steady work that you know is correct and it's gonna get you somewhere, that's when you're gonna like notice the progress. That's when the motivation comes in.
So the motivation doesn't come from hype, it comes from the identity. When you decide who you want to be, these actions become normal. If you see yourself as somebody who grows, you actually then do the growth. And if you see yourself as somebody who works hard, you do the hard work. Your habits match the person that you want to be. That's why I identified myself with somebody who's creative, somebody who's determined, somebody who's a hard worker, because that's what I want to be. If I think in my brain and I believe to my soul that I am a hard worker, I will do the hard work. Because if I believe that's just who I am, then I'm going to do the tasks that are that of a hard worker. It's not about forcing it. It's about being the person that you actually believe that you are. Never have to worry about slipping out. And then he told me how he keeps that motivation long term. And this part's huge. And let me just say, I love this part because gamers understand progression, levels, skill trees, upgrades. And what he says here is exactly that.
Long-term crazy goals is really good. So it's like really hard to achieve it, you know? I advise like if you're close to like achieving a goal, you want to like have a backup goal basically. So like if you reach the initial goal, you're not like demotivated after it. Rather than that, like the cheat code is besides the long-term goal, just having like short-term, mid-term goals that are realistic, you know?
You don't stay motivated by guessing. You stay motivated by knowing your next target to a T. Small goals, medium goals, and big goals. Just like in games, you move forward when you know what you're actually working towards. So essentially what he's saying is you need 3 levels of goals: small, medium, large. Short-term goals you can hit every week. And then mid-term goals are the ones that actually keep you pushing through the season. And long-term goals shape your entire journey. It's just like going from a rookie to Elite Smash to an actual top player like ShinyMark. Small wins build confidence and consistency, whereas the bigger wins build momentum. And while the long goals build your entire legacy. This system keeps your brain locked in. Short-term goals give you quick wins, mid-term goals give you direction, and then the long-term goals give you the purpose. When all 3 line up, you never feel lost. You always know where you're moving toward. So then I asked him about burnout and taking days off. And his take is something that everybody needs to hear.
So honestly, if I'm being 100%, downtime is equally as important as the thing that you're working towards. You don't want to burn yourself out. You want to like take rest, like actually just think without like executing, and then come back to it. Giving and taking in terms of like work and motivation, and just like actively like working towards this work. I generally feel like you improve so much more when you're not actually playing the game. When you're executing something, where you're in the heat of the moment of something, you don't have time to think. You don't have to like meditate and like slowly analyze stuff, you know? Taking a rest, getting your mind off of the game, for example, initially to maybe just like relax, stop stressing, like lower your stress levels, do something else that you enjoy until you like crave that motivation again. That's a good way to just constantly want it. And then during the downtime, you can do something lighter, like just watching VODs or like watching gameplay or like not someone doing it like better than you. So you're motivated to like go back and do it better yourself. Something very simple, but it's very, very important. And you're a bodybuilder, so I'm sure you know the concept of just like working out and then like taking rest, letting your muscles cool down. They grow and then you go again. That's one thing I low-key realized though. I was a little bit demotivated, but then I took a 2-week break from playing. I was helping a bunch of friends, top players with the game. I was like, really love this game, you know? Like I really love talking about this game, thinking about it, analyzing it. I know too much about this game. I am maybe one of the nerdiest players in the world.
Most people, like me, think that you get better by just grinding nonstop, like day in, day out. It's the Rock Lee mindset. But he explains something that I didn't even think about. He explains that real growth actually happens when you rest. Your mind resets, your skills settle, and your focus comes back. Sometimes it's the break that you actually improve the most. It's the same thing I tell gamers in the gym. You don't grow when you train, you grow during the rest time, and you grow when you recover. Smash works the same way. Your brain levels up when you take a break. It's that rest isn't a weakness, rest is a strategy. If you never rest, nothing sticks. And if you rest the right way, everything improves faster. So then I did actually ask him one more thing. This was a Shanzo question. I actually just wanted to know, what does he eat? What's his nutrition look like as a top level performer in his craft? I want to know what goes into his body. What's his nutrition like? I gotta know. So here's what he said about that.
I try to always make sure to have a lot of water, just very hydrated, because otherwise I feel like I'm not like super in the moment, you know, like I don't get dizzy necessarily, but I feel like lazy kind of, you know, like lower energy. And then for food, I try to just always have something that's not too heavy on my stomach. That's basically it.
Water, light food, easy digestion makes for peak mental clarity. And it's just like lifting. If you show up to a set with no water or having no food or having way too much food, you're already throwing. Stay sharp and stay fueled. So yeah, that is the 5 things I thought were the most important for ShinyMark sharing with me. Surrounding yourself with greatness, believing in yourself into a level that looks insane from the outside. Know where your motivation comes from, structure your goals, invest on purpose. Plus the nutrition bonus tip. If you guys are trying to level up your fitness and your gameplay, this is the place. Top link in the description. I go way more in depth like this for more self-improvement for gamers specifically. If you guys want more interviews like this, let me know. This was actually a great time. I absolutely loved this. Drop a sub, like, comment, do all that good stuff for the YouTube algorithm. And like I say at the end of all my videos, life is a dice roll. You should roll the dice a hell of a lot more than everybody else. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.